So you want to at least give him a chance by putting him in front of him. Down by Bell, steps to his right, lowers his shoulder, and bangs his way down to the 20-yard line. Let's get to that shot in New York.
Tom McCarthy with Taylor Warren. Rushing touchdown. Powering into the end zone. First rushing touchdown for Warren this year. It's a good one.
Well, we figured that would be a good one. I mean, we saw the Colts here a few weeks ago.
I tried to figure this shit out.
They played very well indoors.
Well, he said 7-7, but they had to get the extra. So it was actually 6-7. You know what that is, Tom? It takes too long. 6-7. I'm trying to single-handedly make it not going. I think it's working.
Oh! That trick caught that motherfucker. I could throw that motherfucker over the top of the Titans is down again. Man! Everything's real over here, man. You know, hey, I would tell you, I was sitting back and I did a story about attacking Britain in the UK. And it seems like the people in overseas, they kind of mad at me, man. They talking about, don't you compare our crime to American crime? I never compared y'all crime to our crime, man. I was just telling the story, and you got caught up in your feelings because I put y'all on the American platform and told the story like it was. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? If I done something wrong, let me know, man. You know, because and I tell people all the time, man, I tell the truth about what the news is and how it's going around in the world. And I ain't never said that another country is worse than America or America worse than another country. I just tell people that you got psychopaths every motherfucking where, man. You got people out in this world that wake up every day with ill intentions towards people that they don't even know. You know, and I tell a motherfucker, man, stay dangerous and stay aware of your surroundings. I don't give a fuck if you're in New York or if you're in Jamaica. You know what I mean? Dangerous every fucking word. And sometimes you don't even have to do nothing to people for people to do shit to you. You know, just be prepared to put a motherfucker in their place before they try to put you in a place. You know, that's why I tell you, you gotta, I'm all with trying to help the youth and help people that need help in life. But I ain't gonna make excuses for now individual, no matter what color, what race you is, for the situation that's going on. I had a person the other day on my live tell me, what are you doing for your people? My people is the people that I created, meaning that my children are my people. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure my people don't become problems to your people. You know, I'm going to teach my children that you don't do things wrong to people unless you want somebody to kill your ass. I teach my children that you don't go out there breaking in people's houses. You don't take nothing from no motherfucker. And anything that another person got, you can get it with the same type of hard work or even less work if you know what you're doing. You feel me? You know, it's and then a lot of people get mad at me because I speak the facts about a lot of situations. Like when I was talking about the food stamps and stuff like that, people holler out, were you joking about people that's going to lose people going to starve? I'm not joking about nothing. I'm telling the truth about the facts that's going on in the world. You know, if you don't get to the point in your life, and I understand that a lot of people go through situations in life that they can't control. And they might need a helping hand, food stamps, Section 8 or something to get them back on track. But when you got people that have been sitting around living on government assistance for 10, 15, 20 years, and it come one point in their life that the government say no, you got to think like something ain't right about that person, man. Something ain't right. You ain't made good decisions in life to the point where you mad at the government for not giving you something for free. Free. You ain't earned it. You ain't worked for it. It ain't like you been doing like you had Social Security and them folk paying you back your Social Security. It's different than that. And I'm all with individuals, because there's people out here, there's veterans, there's people out here that's sick and unable to work and, they disabled. I'm all for giving them help with food stamps and assisting living in homes and somewhere to lay their head at, you know. But when you talk about an individual that's 18 to 35 or 18 to 40 years old and able to get up and go to work, and they choose not to because they don't figure out that they can manipulate the system and lay on their ass all day and fucking suck and smoke 3.5s and not have no worries. That shit ain't real. You know what I mean? It's time for a lot of motherfuckers to wake up and get out here into the real world, man. You know what I mean? I've been living in the real world for so motherfucking long that I realized that it's going to be some ups and downs in a lot of situations, and everything ain't going to always go your way. Everything ain't always go your way, but I figured out that if you want things to start looking up in life, you got to stop looking back at the past and saying, well, I can't do this because of that. You got to start looking forward and saying, I'm going to do this shit. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing that I ever say that I ain't going to be able to accomplish. I don't give a fuck what it is. I'm going to get at it and get done, man. You know, I look at life like, man, if God wake me up in the morning and I'm alive and I'm free, I'm going to get at it. You know, I try to tell people things about my life so they could see. Because sometimes people don't see things that's going on in their life that's fucked up because they ain't looking for it. But somebody else on the outside can see the fucked up thing that other people doing to people, the manipulation that people doing to you. But some people be scared to tell people because they don't want to jeopardize their relationships as family members, as friends, because some people say you hating if you start pointing out situations in their life that ain't right. Some people say you ain't a good motherfucker if you start pointing out that a motherfucker ain't doing what they should do. You know, don't come to me with your problems and expect me to solve your problems if you're not going to take what I say and at least think about what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because everybody can't be wrong when they pointing out situations in life of why you ain't succeeding. I had to sit back and realize that I had individuals around me that was holding me back from being who I need to be in life. You know, I figured out that I always had this fantasy of me being happy in life is me being married with kids, the picket fence, the dogs, you know, nice cars, just being happy. But I never pictured my life without any of them type of things. And I never figured out that I would be happy if I didn't have a wife. I didn't think I would be happy if I didn't have a family. I didn't think I would be happy if I didn't have all these friends. But when all this shit started disappearing and then, you know, I started realizing that I can be happy by my fucking self. Everything that I do for myself, and everything that I do, I'm willing to take the consequences for, man. You know, I look at life like I'd rather be happy one day than miserable every fucking day, man. I'd rather be happy than be miserable in any situation. You know, ain't no way you supposed to wake up every day in a household with an individual, you looking at each other like, I love you, but I hate you. I love you, but I just went out and fucked another bitch or sucked another motherfucker dick. You know what I mean? Them type of situations become toxic. They become toxic situations, man, because a lot of people, I tell you this, a lot of men sit back and think that why they out there fucking all these gals, kicking it and having a ball, and I'm a big pimp, but they just don't realize sometimes the gal might be out there doing the same motherfucking thing. That's why she ain't giving a fuck what you doing. And ain't no motherfucker no dummy, man. Ain't no motherfucker used to say, man, that motherfucker got to be an idiot to know that motherfucker ain't fucking and sucking and doing this and doing that. But then the world don't get to the point where ain't no respect, ain't no loyalty towards people, and everybody that's older want to try to be younger. That's weird to me, man. You know what I mean? I'm 46 years old, and I'm happy and proud to be 46. I'm glad that I went through all the struggles and all the bullshit in life because it taught me a lot of things, and I feel like at 46, I still have a lot of life to live. I got a lot of life to live. I got a lot of good days and good times that I'm going to make memories by myself with other individuals. But I learned I learned over the years that you don't reward people for being a part of your life. You know how many people that I gave money to with no intention of them ever giving it back, and I'm not throwing nothing in nobody's face saying, well, I gave you this, and I'm not doing that. I'm just speaking in general of the things that I did to get what I thought was going to be happiness, and it didn't work out. You know what I mean? When you're willing to go out there in the world and take penitentiary chances, selling dope and hustling, grinding 9 to 5, whatever it is, to make other people's life more easy and more simpler, but then them folks behind closed doors trying to fuck your life off, fuck your energy off. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand that a person can be going through life and having every good thing go, and one situation puts you in a fucked up situation because